Hello and welcome back to Irma Sofra. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make masenica. This is my mom's recipe that I've kind of tweaked up a little bit. I posted this picture a couple weeks ago on my Instagram and I got so many messages asking how to make it. So I'm going to show you guys today how to make this super easy and absolutely delicious dish. So for the bread part of this recipe, I have some eggs, milk, and water in a mixing bowl. I'm going to add a pinch of salt and then I'm going to mix that until everything is well combined. Once everything is well combined, I'm then going to add in my baking powder and my flour and I'm going to mix. If you've ever painted before and you use those gallon buckets of paint, it's that kind of consistency, so nice and thick. That's what we're looking for. And we're first going to mix our wet ingredients and then add in our baking powder and flour because that's going to give us this nice and chewy texture, which is perfect for this masenica recipe. In our preheated oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to take my pan that I'm going to make my masenica in, and I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, and I'm going to put the pan in with the oil. So the masenica dough is not going to be in the pan at the moment. We're just adding the pan and the oil in there for the pan to get nice and hot. And what that's going to do is when we add in that batter for the masenica, it is going to start baking that bottom layer and we're going to get a nice crispy bottom layer and the top layer is going to be nice and soft. So we're going to get that even balance of soft and crunchy. I let my pan sit in the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes for it to get nice and hot. And then I just take all that oil and I just kind of move it around, making sure that it's coated the whole bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to add in my masenica batter, and you guys can see here it's starting to bubble up. That's what we want because we want the edges and the bottom to get nice and crispy. Once our pan is evenly coated with the batter, we're going to place this in the oven and we're going to bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes until beautiful and golden brown. So about halfway through the masenica baking process, I'm going to make the sauce that goes on top, and it's really easy. I take some butter and sour cream in a saucepan and I'm going to mix that and melt it until everything is well combined, and then I'm going to add in some feta cheese and salt. I personally don't like to tell people how much salt to put into any dish, and the feta cheese, that's the same. I don't really like to tell you how much. Just make it your own and see. You can eyeball it. I don't like too much, but some people like extra feta and extra salt, so just make it your own. Make sure that you taste it to see that it is perfect to your liking. So roughly about 25 minutes later, my masenica is finally done. I do turn on my broiler the last 2 minutes just for it to get extra color on top, and then I just take some butter and I gently go over the top just to give it some extra flavor. Now what I do is I take the masenica out of the pan and I put it on my cutting board, and then I start cutting it into little squares. Now traditionally people actually just cut it up with their hands, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's so hot to handle that I don't want to burn myself. So I cut it up with a knife, or you can do it with your hands, but it's up to you. And I like to make small sizes. It's just easier to eat because we do eat this directly from the pan. And you guys can see right here, it's so soft. It's so fluffy on the inside. It's absolutely amazing. This is going to be your next favorite recipe. I can guarantee you that. Alright, so once I've cut it up into little pieces, I'm going to put it back in my pan and then I'm going to coat it with that amazing sauce that we made earlier. Now, I grew up eating it directly out of the large pan with my siblings around the table with me. So that's how I eat it now with my kids and my husband, and I absolutely love it because it brings back good memories. But you guys can obviously serve this on something nicer if you want. It just brings back really nice memories for me, and that's pretty much it. Now, the picture that I showed in the beginning, I actually doubled the recipe and I put it in a much larger pan. That's what you guys are seeing. I had some company coming over, so I wanted to make a lot. So I just doubled the recipe and it was perfect for about 6 people. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video and add me on Instagram, and I will see you guys next time.